Welcome back to Choppin It Up with Lil Ron. Today I have a very special guest in the building. He is a community ambassador. This guy is a very excellent guy. He actually specializes in his own coffee brand that he's actually doing right now and a little bit more. I want you guys to help me welcome the one and only. I tell him Rob. That's why I know. I know about Rob. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing pretty good, Ron. Yeah, thanks for having me on, man.
Man, I was been trying to get you on, but I know our schedules be conflicting with each other.
Even
I know you have
the same building. We still
and I know you got your own show as well too.
Yeah, I have a podcast as well, right?
Yeah, so pretty much kind of tell the people actually how you got to where you are up until we got to your podcast. So what do you actually do? Because you do a lot of stuff.
Right. So really, a lot of my podcasts, how I came about was I ran for city council in 2019. So I noticed that there was a disconnect between all generations, the generation of baby boomers, Generation X, millennials, and then Generation Z.
Okay.
So being in the community, I saw that there was like the communication was like thereof. So I said, you know what, let me do something that can basically keep the line of communication open.
Okay.
And so that's where my podcast came from. So in politics, what people don't know is that a lot of the businesses put their money behind elected officials. So
I didn't know that.
That's why I interview a lot of the business owners, and then the community leaders like myself. We are the pulse of the community. Okay. So when you get the business owners, you get the business owners and community leaders together.
Okay.
Then it's time politicians are made to be bought.
Oh.
So when let's say you got your business and say you got 30,000 customers, I got 40,000 customers, and whoever else we got. So we got all these customers that's pretty much they waiting on us. Well, I'm saying waiting on us. Let's say we need a bridge built from here to across the street, right?
Okay.
So so your business, my business, we'll get together. We'll tell we tell our customers, hey, look, we're trying to get this thing built. Do you mind donating $1 extra to our whatever it is, and we're gonna get behind this candidate?
Okay.
So just imagine if you got 30,000 people, I got 40,000 people, all giving us $1. That's $70,000.
$70,000 that you actually have.
Right. And so you get some kind of elected officials they want to get our votes. Hey, look, we got 35 grand. We're willing to give you along with 7,000 votes to put you in office. But this is what we need. If you don't do this for us, then we're gonna go with somebody else.
Gotcha.
That's what politics is.
Okay. Because a lot of people, they don't know
right.
what politics is. Some people just think somebody just get voted in and they can just do what they want to do.
Nah, man, politics work for us.
Oh, okay. Basically, so like prime example, like Sheila Jackson Lee. Mm-hmm. I'm assuming she politics too, or would that be kind of different?
It's the same. She's in politics, but Sheila right now, Sheila is hard to beat. I'm just saying, not that anybody who run against her is going to be hard because she's a household name. People know her name. If they don't know anything else,
her and Al Green, if I'm not mistaken.
Al Green, yes. Sylvester, all of them, they've been in politics so long that. If they like you go vote, you say name. Okay, I'm gonna go vote because I know Sheila. Mm-hmm. But if you put Lil Ron on there, like okay, well, who is Lil Ron?
Yep, Lil Ron. Yep, you sure right.
They don't know his name, but you start doing more and being active. They gonna say, okay, you know what? I remember Lil Ron. He had this place over here. So the more you start getting active and getting involved, that's how politics.
Being out in the community.
That's it.
Okay, I got you. So basically, making that name for yourself, getting out there, seeing the people, meeting the people, talking to people, versus you sitting behind the scenes and you're not talking to nobody, you're just holding a conversation.
Right.
And that really makes sense. So what shifted you to actually want to stay with doing that? What made you like say, hey, look, this is what I want to go with. I'm going to go with this and I'm going to stick with this no matter what. I'm not going to change that.
That's a good question. So I've been pretty much involved in the community since long as I can remember. My mom, when she would take me to like nursing homes, and we would pass out candy and different. So I just remember being given back for some reason. You know what I mean? And so and just growing up, it's just ingrained in me. I dream about it. That's how I ingrained it. I'm doing work in my sleep. You know what I mean? And so. I don't know how not to help somebody out. You know what I'm saying?
I'm the same way myself.
Right.
Giving back is basically, we were talking about that earlier, like my other show, Kicks and Tricks. I believe in actually giving stuff to people for free. You know, everything is not all about selling it to somebody. Sometimes you got to learn how to basically give to people.
You got to pay it for it sometimes.
And some people, they don't actually do that. Another thing people don't know, Rob used to work for Foot Locker.
I did, yeah. I worked for Foot Locker, yeah.
And it's crazy. I used to work for Kids Foot Locker. And like I said, I used to bridge the gap in between Kids Foot Locker and Foot Locker and Champs. I got a chance to go buy all the tennis shoes and take them in and go back and sell them to whoever I want to go sell them to.
Right.
So that right there, yeah, I kind of know exactly what you mean when you talk about that right there. Now your coffee, I ain't never tried it yet. I haven't tried the coffee yet. But I'm just be honest. Your coffee that you have, I always see that little sign with the little guy, and you always have it on the coffee mug. What made you go into that coffee field?
Well, that's a good question. So I was vacationing in Ethiopia in 2016.
Is it really good? And I hear different stories about Ethiopia. People tell me good stories. People tell me bad stories. Is it really nice out there?
So you know what? Ethiopia is like Houston. You can go to some spots and it looks immaculate. You go to some spots, it's the hood. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
It's the same thing.
It's a hood everywhere.
It's a hood everywhere, right? So I was in Ethiopia. I just got off the plane. I was tired. I was jet lagged. So we were about to get ready to go on a tour. And so I noticed some of the people that was with me, they started walking across the street to this cafe. So I followed them over there and whatnot. So, man, as soon as I opened the door, that coffee smell, it hit me. I'm like, what is that? You know what I mean? So the lady, she had broken in. She said, you want coffee? I said, you know what? Hey, whatever, right? So sat down. She gave me a coffee cup probably about this big, about that wide, man. It gave me an espresso, and I sipped it. That was it. I was hooked, you know what I mean? So, but yeah, so that coffee is so good. Like I say, it's not like bitter. It's just, I can't really explain it to you. You have to experience for yourself. You know what I mean? I say, ask Richard, man. He can tell you better than I could.
Hey, I'm going to have to get me some of that coffee. If it make you feel good like that, I'm going to get me some of that. Probably have me moonwalking around. Man, I'm going to have to get some of that.
Yeah, so that's why I got into coffee. So, Star King Cafe came from that experience in Ethiopia. So yeah,
man, that's not, and it's good that you're black, doing your own thing, trying to get. Do you ever have a problem with people trying to like try your brand? Are they not 100% for sure? If they want to try your brand and say, hey man, I'm gonna go down to the local Starbucks, get me a coffee now, man, I'm good.
I mean, you know, you're gonna get that, man. But I think what Starbucks lacks and what we can, I'm saying we because you have a business as well.
That's right.
Nobody can cater better to us than we can.
That's
you
correct.
Know what I mean? And so, but then I think with our people, we have ownership. We take ownership in things that we like. So when you come in there, you come in the Star King Cafe, when you see this coffee, you see these pastries that's black on, that somebody black made. You see the artwork on the wall. It's a whole black experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So we come in there, you feel comfortable. That's why you walk by people, we sit down, we talking because people feel comfortable to talk. It's just what it is.
Just like you feel like you at home. Like the art show you had. It came out amazing. Red carpet. You had so many people came out. That's what we actually need to bring back stuff like that. Them art shows and things like that. You know, we, black, brown, white, all races, we all got good talents. It's up to us to perceive that talent and put it out there. Sometimes we just say, nah, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to sit at home. I ain't worried about it. Then when we see this man do it, dang, I should have did that, man, a long time ago. And some people, they don't actually understand that.
Right.
But another thing I want to find out, your talk show. That is what caught me. When I actually first seen Raw, what really caught me is his wall inside of his room. It caught my attention. That made me want to figure out who is that person right there. And when I looked at your wall, that coffee on that wall just attracted me.
Out. Right.
And then when I found out the things you did beyond that wall, that was a whole different experience.
I appreciate it, man.
So your show that you have, which I know you got tons of episodes out, some that's not even released, some that's finna get ready to come out.
Right.
What is your show actually about?
Like I say, really, it's all about just I'm educating people. You know what I'm saying? Then too, it's a platform for people who have small businesses because some people don't have the resource to get out there and go and spend $20, $30 on Facebook and then promote it and this and that. So, like I said, what better way to reach out to our people than to get out there yourself? You know what I'm saying? So, and don't get me wrong, I'm not anti anybody else. You know what I'm saying? White, Hispanic, that's not what I'm about. To me, being pro-black is not anti anybody else. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like that if us as a 13% of this country, black people spend $1.5 trillion a year, we don't have businesses for money to circulate through. That's not right.
That's correct.
I'm trying to help that money filter back through our community.
Got
That's
you.
all I'm doing.
That's the way it's supposed to be. We supposed to be able to circulate our money among each other. We got this one person over here. He don't want to buy the bottles of water that's made by Master P, but he go buy Ozarka water.
Right.
When he could have bought that and he could have circulate that money. And then when
Right.
you circulate that money among your people, and now don't get me wrong, not all people are good people, because we got people in different races that do it for the wrong reasons. When you do it for the right reasons, you give back. Like, prime example, Kicks and Tricks were just recently invited to go to a school. So they want us to speak to the children. Hey, I'm down with education, and I love kids, so that's going to happen automatically. So I'm going to make that happen as soon as possible. But when you have a person that goes in and represent for Kicks and Tricks and go into the school and talk to the kids, that's when you have a good leader that say, hey, look, I have this other guy. He has his own independent business. You guys may want to speak to him. That you can maybe have that one person that want to be that business person or may want to get in politics, but they don't know how to do it, but they don't want their friends to laugh at them at school.
Right.
They can actually go to you. That's the way it's supposed to go.
That's right.
It's supposed to be like that.
Right, yeah, that's right. So to me, so it makes no sense that you have a person that's 60 years old in a seat, and then when they die off, they don't have a person to come behind them.
A replacement.
A replacement, right? That's like they say when an elder person dies, then a library passes with them. But if they talk to the youth, it stays with them. You know what I mean? So then the information keeps passes on. That's how I see myself. That's why I come into the community ambassador, because that way I can go to different communities and then talk to certain people. You know what I'm saying? And then bring the information back, and we all building this network amongst each other. You know what I'm saying?
That's correct. And that's what I did with my podcasting that I did, and with my talk shows. I wanted to be the next Black NBC. I wanted to actually have a podcast thing where I have different things going right up under that. I want to bring people in. I want to help them. Hey, look, you want to do a show? Hey, let's go do it. You have a guy that plays with Legos. He makes a lot of money sitting on YouTube just playing with Legos all day long, and people actually tune in and watch him.
Wow.
What makes him different from somebody like you and somebody like me? Some people don't like, it seems like the negative stuff get the most views.
Of course.
The positive stuff don't get the views. And then the people, they don't, a person is quick to click on a video with somebody fighting, beating somebody up, or violence versus paying attention to what's going on. It was easily said by the late Pimp C, if you want to hide something from a black person, all you got to do is put it in the book. You want to hide it from them. Some people, they don't go out and they don't do all that knowledge, that research. They afraid.
That's true.
And I tell people, sometimes people fear things that they don't know.
I understand. That's right. I agree.
They just don't understand that.
You know what? I'm ashamed to say it, but it got me to the point I'm at now. I didn't really read my first book until I was like 21, 22 years old. I was in college at Prairie View.
Wow.
And the only reason I read was because I had a roommate from Austin, man. And he called me Snacks. I used to keep snacks in my room, right? So he said, hey, Snacks, man, read this. I say, man, what's this? He said, man, just read. I say, for what? I said, for a class. I say, nah, man, just read. So I'm like, okay, I'm in college. Let me see what this is about. So anyway, the book was called The 9 Killings. And what it was young black men were coming up missing in Atlanta. And what happened was you had these supremacist groups was kidnapping them and sacrificing them. So I was reading, I was like, man, and at the time, unfortunately, the police chief of Atlanta was our current mayor, his name was Mayor Lee Brown.
I remember him.
Man, so I was like, wait a minute, so this happened? He's like, yeah. So after that, he just lit a fire up under me, man. I read that, Stolen Legacy. I mean, I couldn't keep my nose out of a book, you know what I'm saying? And so that it got me to the point to where I'm at now, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you definitely got to read.
You know, my first book was Maya Angelou, I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings. That was my first book I had to read in high school. Matter of fact, if I didn't read it, I wasn't going to graduate to get my diploma. So I had to sit there and I had to read that book. But I learned things in that book. So I do know sometimes we may not want to read something, but in reality, it helps in the end.
It does.
I do want to ask you this question. No. Every guest that come on. Yeah, man, you chopped up with me, man.
Yeah.
So I like to ask all my guests this that come on. Who is your top 5 artists? It can be R&B, it can be rap. Who is the top 5, dead or alive, that you would pick, that you would take?
All right, because I think we're on time schedule. So
No, we ain't no time, man. No, you
Okay.
tell me your top 5. I want to know what your top 5 is.
Wow, that's a good question, man. So, of course, my all-time favorite is Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Gotta have Marvin in there, man. My all-time group. Ooh, man, I love R&B, man. So it's a toss-up between the not Jackson 5, New Edition,
Okay.
and the Temptations. They run neck and neck. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Also got to put Pac in there, man. I love
Okay.
Pac. Outkast.
Okay.
Pretty much all the Houston artists, you know what I mean, from Zero on down to Scarface, you know what I mean. Cause I got old school ears, man. The new stuff, I mean, I ain't knocking nobody, but to me back then, they were talking about something, you know.
Music
what I mean?
was music. Like back in the days, I can honestly say it was nothing to listen to a do or die. It wasn't nothing to listen to all the rappers from Nas, Scarface.
Yep, Jay-Z. I mean, all of them, man.
MC Breeze.
MC Breeze. I forgot about Breeze.
Yeah, see, people forget about it. MC Breeze, Spice One.
Yeah, all them.
DOC, man.
Spice One. Oh, man.
Yeah, man.
I still got his CDs, man.
Man, I was listening to Jealous Got Me Strapped. Yep, the other day. I was listening to that.
Got Me Strapped, man.
Man, MCA.
Yep.
Your Dr. Dre, your Eazy-E's, and your NWA's, all that stuff. They forget about all that stuff. But what I do want to say, it was an honor and it was a pleasure for you coming on to the show. And I know for a fact I have to bring you back on the show real soon so we can actually turn back around and chop it up a little bit more with other things that you have going on. And we going to get together and try to work on doing that poetry thing that we talked about.
Most definitely.
So until next time, you have tuned in to Chopping It Up with Lil Ron. Always remember, anything is possible. Until next time, we out. Peace.